To begin with, I'm going to sing a few songs. These are what in India are understood as bhajans, called as bhajans, which is different than what mantra. Normally we hear so much this mantra singing. Mantras are usually short sentences or just a few words. Bhajans are more complex songs. They are poems that have a melody. And usually they are devotional songs. So I'm going to sing a few songs in Indian languages. And then I'm going to sing one in English, which I want to comment. And this one is by Maulana Rumi, who was a Persian Sufi poet and master. So try to enjoy the singing, try to absorb it, relax. Maybe you can close your eyes also, try to kind of relax and meditate maybe while I sing. It's very conductive to meditation. Santa Satguru Satya Swarupa Nitya Niramaya Nirmala Santa Satguru Satya Swarupa Nityam Niramayam Nirmala Mratyunjaya Bhava Dustara Taraka Chitta Chimaya Gati mati ko gane stiti na barane mati agamya antanamula Santa Sata Guru Satya Swarupa Nitya Niramaya Nirmala Deavata Yogi Karasan Yogi Jagavazana Tyagi Deavata Yogi Karasan Yogi Jagavazana Tyagi Nigamadika Kare Tere Mahima Nagashesha Shiva Hari Brahma Jagata Jyoti Mahate Jamurti Karana Sukshma Nastula Santa Sata Guru Satya Swarupa Nitya Niramaya Nirmala Vedatita Bodhamurti
sadhujana rodayavasi vedatita bodhamurti sadhujana rodayavasi nadanayaka vedanamta badajivana bhavaramta chaidishimaya karamniramola alokika amola Santa Satguru Satya Swarupa Nitya Niramaya Nirmala Paranjoti Paramprakasha Karatalamruta Deyaka Paranjoti Paramprakasha Karatalamruta Deyaka Nirankara Nirgunatita Nirbhayadeva Bhavarahita Varemnata Shastra Puranastula Santa Satguru Satya Swarupa Nitya Niramaya Nirmala Vedatita Bodhamurti Sadhujana Rodayavasi Vedatita Bodhamurti Sadhujana Rodayavasi Nadanayaka Vedanamta Badajivana Bhavaramta Chaidishimaya Karaniramo Alokika Amola Santa Satguru Satya Swarupa Nitya Niramaya Nirmala Santa Satguru Satya Swarupa Nitya Niramaya Nirmala.
Okay, it's another one.
Satguru sona mera ek kirpalani seyo dinandiyalani seyo Satguru sona mera ek kirpalani seyo dinandiyalani seyo Kai janmato vichari में labdi प्रीतम प्यारा सतगुरु पूरा मिल जाए मैनू हो जाए पारे उतारा काई जन्मा तो विचरी सी में labdi प्रीतम प्यारा सतगुरु पूरा मिल जाए मैनू हो जाए पारे उतारा नी मिल गया माई मेरा निशान शाई मेरा नी मिल गया माई मेरा निशान शाई मेरा करे संभालनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो सतगुरु सोना मेरा कृपालनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो नी में दार दार फिर के दादी पागल होई दिल दा जानी कोई न मिलिया ना सुनी यार जोई से यो नी में दार दार फिर के दादी पागल होई दिल दा जानी कोई न मिलिया ना सुनी यार जोई नी मिल गया प्यारा मेरा नी दिल सहारा मेरा नी मिल गया प्यारा मेरा नी दिल सहारा मेरा शब्द बंदारनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो सतगुरु सोना मेरा कृपालनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो जलदारे और दूने तप के ताता तीरथ नाया शिव दुबले ते मंदिर पूजे किसे न दुख बंदाया जलदारे और दूने तप के ताता तीरथ नाया शिव दुबले ते मंदिर पूजे किसे न दुख बंदाया नी मेरा माई आया नी मैनू रस्ते पाया नी मेरा माई आया नी मैनू रस्ते पाया तावे दीदारनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो सतगुरु सोना मेरा कृपालनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो सतगुरु सोना मेरा कृपालनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो सोना दर्शन दिखावो सबनु सुनो कृपाल प्यारे ए बाबा री अजाय बोधि जिंदरी लावो पारे किनारे सोना दर्शन दिखावो सबनु सुनो कृपाल प्यारे ए बाबा री अजाय बोधि जिंदरी लावो पारे किनारे नी सच्चा संत आया नी मेरा कंत आया नी साचा संत आया नी मेरा कंत आया करे प्यारनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो सतगुरु सोना मेरा कृपालनी से यो दीन दयालनी से यो सतगुरु सोना मेरा कृपालनी से यो दीन दयालनी Kirpalani Sirio, Dinandiyalani Sirio.
Facing everyone again, facing your languages.
Sona Shakirpal Pyara Labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Sona Shakirpal Pyara Labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Teri yaad vich saya rahe jal de judaya, Teri yaad vich saya rahe jal de judaya, Teri bal vich koi na kinara chadeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Sona Shakirpal Pyara Labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Sare tirate naye ore dunne vita paye, Sare tirate naye ore dunne vita paye, Chole pagve paye na pyara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, O Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Sona Shakirpal Pyara Labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Jage dundle ya sara mile koi na sara, Jage dundle ya sara mile koi na sara, Teri balle viche koi na dvara chadeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Sona Shakirpal Pyara Labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Ajaib jaise tera gaye sach naam diya ye, Ajaib jaise tera gaye sach naam diya ye, Tera takiya sahara jag sara chadeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya, Mainu tere bina koi na sahara labeya. Sona Shakirpal मैनू तेरे बिना कोई ना सारा लाभेया सोना किरपाल प्यारा लाभेया मैनू तेरे बिना कोई ना सारा लाभेया मैनू तेरे बिना कोई ना सारा लाभेया
This one comes now, it's in English. And I'm going to connect with the Beatles. It's called Gain, and it's by Orlando.
Be like the saints to try the delights of the soul. Enter the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine. Be like the saints if you want to try the delights of the soul. Enter the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine. Drink the cup of folly in order to no longer be ashamed. Drink the cup of folly in order to no longer be ashamed. Close your eyes of flesh if you want to see the secret eye. Close your eyes of flesh if you want to see the secret eye. Be like the saints if you want to try the delights of the soul. Enter the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine. Generously open the arms if you want to be hugged. Generously open the arms if you want to be hugged. Shatter the fetishes of earth if you want to see beautiful idols. Shatter the fetishes of earth if you want to see beautiful idols. Be like the saints to try the delights of the soul. Enter the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine. The beloved wanders at night, do not sleep in the night. The beloved wanders at night, do not sleep in the night. out you want sweetness. Be light, the saints, to try the delights of the soul. Enter the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine. Promising is the Kabira, there is a circle in his party. Promising is the Kabira, there is a circle in his party. Enter the cycle and sit, why keep looking to the cycle of time? Enter the cycle and see, why keep looking to the cycles of time? Be like the saint if you want to try the delights of the soul. Enter the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine. Here is a secure gang, give a life and get 100. Here is a secure gang, give a life and get 100. Stop being the wolf and the dog, try the grace of the shepherd. Stop being the wolf and the dog, try the grace of the shepherd. Be like the saints to try the delights of the soul. Enter the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine. Do not think of anything but of the one who has created the thoughts. Do not think of anything but of the one who has created the thoughts. It is better to ponder about life than to worry about food. It is better to ponder about life than to worry about food. Be like the saints to try the delights of the soul. Enter the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine. Shut up and talk no more if you want to hear this supreme discourse. Shut up and talk no more if you want to hear this supreme discourse. Give up the life and the world and contemplate the life of the world. Give up the life and the world and contemplate the life of the world. Be like the saints if you want to try the delights of the soul. Come on to the way of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the holy wine.
Okay, so now we try to ponder a little bit about the deep meaning of this last song which is sang by Maharaj. So it says, be like the saints if you want to try the delights of the soul. come to the path of the tavern if you want to see the drunkards of the Holy Land. What is really interesting to me when I have these meetings with people is this kind of shyness that comes in the beginning, this kind of feeling uneasiness. I don't know why. We can just relax and enjoy. I mean, instead of being there like, where I am, what's going to happen. Just relax. You're going to spend some time together by some chance, some happening. So let's try to relax and look into our face, into our eyes without feeling unease, and enjoy this time. So here Maulana Rumi has been a very great master of Iran. There are so many books of his poetry, written in English, translated in English, and in all possible languages. If you ever heard about him anyway, he's understood as a very, very great master. So he is telling that usually we people, we are used to pleasures of the senses, pleasures that come to us through the body, but we don't know anything about the pleasures of the soul. So it says, saints, holy people, those who we understand to be renunciated, they renounce the world. Actually, they have a chance to experience a pleasure which ordinary people, common people, did not have. Because by the way, most of the people know the pleasures of sex, maybe, the pleasures of food, but they don't know anything about the deep intoxication, blissfulness, ecstasy that comes when you go deep into meditation. But if your mind is totally scattered outside, in the world, and the activities of the world, what normally people do in this world, then you don't find this focus, this concentration, this capacity of going deep within and experience these so-called pleasures of the soul. So he says, drink at a cup of folly if you don't want to be any longer ashamed. Close your eyes of flesh if you want to see the secret eye. So drink at the cup of folly. Holy people are often understood as kind of drunkards, kind of intoxicated people, because they come into this ecstatic mood. So this kind of intoxication is, if you want, similar to the one you get when you get drunk, but it's totally different, because the one makes you kind of full, this one makes you kind of sage, makes you a holy man, who is capable of experiencing what lies very deep inside of us. To do this, he says, you have to close your eyes of flesh, means these physical eyes that we have, by which we connect with the world, and we get all the impressions that we get from the world. It says 70% of the impressions we get into our mind, they come from our eyes. So we are used to see only the things which we perceive with our physical eyes, with this sense of sight, of seeing. But if we want to see what's beyond the purely physical world, then we have to close these eyes and open the inner eye. The secret eye, he calls it here. So masters call it the third eye, the single eye, the eye of the spirit, the eye of God. Shiv Netra means the eye of God, by which we see God. So this is coming into meditation. When we close our eyes, and we open this inner eye, we enter into a state of meditation. So then we experience what is this pleasure of the soul. Once we are able to close our eyes, go beyond this dark veil that we normally see when we close our eyes, and manifest the divine light, the inner light, then this will infuse into our whole being, into our body also, a sense of blissfulness, a sense of intoxication, really, of ecstasy. So here, Moran is talking about this. We should go about the purely physical perception of things, which comes to the senses, and go deep within, open our inner eyes, and perceive the presence of God. And this will give us such an incredible pleasure, which nothing of this world can be compared with. So this is where the masters point us a ways to go, within ourselves, so that we find that deep peace, the deep balance, the deep equipoise that allows us to be very peaceful people, not shaken by the events of life. Because when we live on surface, only at the level of body and senses, we are somehow shaken by everything, because we don't find any peace. So anything that happens in life shakes us. And we become stressed, we become nervous, exhausted, because we never touch this very deep something that's within us and gives us peace. If we every morning were to get up and sit in meditation for an hour, then we will find a peace that would allow us to face all the events of life in a peaceful mood, without being shaken. So it depends on us how we want to live our life. We want to live a miserable life, or if we want to be really strong people, capable of facing life without being shaken by anything. Life is very tough, doesn't spare anybody. We all experience difficulties in life. In order to face these difficulties without being shaken, we have to find a deep inner peace. If you don't do meditation every day, you don't find this peace. You become more and more extroverted. Then it says, generously open your arms if you wish to be hugged. Shatter deep pieces of earth if you want to see beautiful idols. So he's inviting us to open ourselves up, to be open. As I said before, we are so locked up, we are so closed. When we go to a meeting like this, we should give a chance. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe something happens. But if you are locked up and, I don't want to expose myself, nothing happens. It's no use going. So when we go to a meeting like this, we want to be open. We want to see what happens. If something happens, well and good. If nothing happens, doesn't matter. But if you're locked up, if you're closed and prevented, then nothing may happen. So he says, open your arms if you want to be hugged. Be open if you want to. There's something enters inside of you. We want to be so much responsible for ourselves. We want so much to save ourselves by ourselves. But this way we lose ourselves. At some point, we have to be able to give up and surrender to somebody. Accept that there might be somebody who knows better than us, from whom we can get help. Then something may begin to happen. Otherwise, never anything meaningful really may happen in our life. So the dimension of the spirit is a very deep something. Those who experience it, those who had the good luck to experience it in their life, they all say there's something incredible. If you don't experience, you have no idea what it means. But if you have the good luck to experience it, then you know there is something that can really transform you into some better human being. So he says, if you want to see beautiful idols, means if you want to see something higher, try to smash all these fetishes of earth, all these earthly bonds that we have. Means if you want to see God, just withdraw a bit to some degree of this worldly involvement that we all have. We don't have much time, we don't have much energy for doing everything. We can do certain things. We have to decide what we want to do in life. We can do everything. Get totally involved with the world and then also have the strength, the capacity, the concentration, the focus of going within and finding the supreme bliss, the supreme ecstasy, or samadhi, whatever. No, we have to choose what we want to do in life. We cannot do everything. So yes, we have a work, we have a job, we have to make our living. This is definitely, it's very important. But then the spare time that we have, some time we should devote to the development of this spiritual side of ours, this inner contact with the divine life within us. Otherwise, we will never come to know what it is lying there deep inside of ourselves. So if every day we do our spiritual practice, we wake up in the morning, maybe if you are able, we could sing some of these beautiful songs I sang before, create a beautiful atmosphere which is conducive to meditation. And then we go within, find this inner peace, this inner bliss, and then we can face the rest of the day being very poised, detached from the events of life, not too much involved, and we would act much, much better. We would think much, much better in a much more inspired way. We would talk wisely, wise words. And we will perform actions which will be perfect. The beloved wanders at night, do not sleep in the night, he says. Close your mouth to the food if you want to experience sweetness in your mouth. So, the night is a good time, finding time in the night to meditate, to do a spiritual practice. At least early in the morning, get up early, dedicate an hour or two to spiritual practice. And this will bring an effect, definitely. Don't be too greedy, don't be too much after these pleasures of the world. Try to find pleasure within yourself. You're after food, you're after pleasures. People talk either about sex or about food. Most of the people. If you listen to them, maybe sports, wow, or politicians, criticizing the politicians. Thinking that if they were in their place, they would do much better. But maybe they would do worse. So that's what they talk people about. Yes, I mean, it's a side of life. But it's not the whole life. We have something else. We are not just like animals, my God. We have other capacities, other potential. We are divine in nature. We have divinity within us. We should discover this divinity, manifest it, enjoy it, because it brings an incredible pleasure. Why are there so many important people, wealthy people who had everything in life? Kings and everything. At some point they gave up everything. And they went into a period of very intense spiritual practice. Why would they do this? They had everything that most of the people dream about. Because they experienced something in their consciousness, a shift in their consciousness, they touched something within which was so much superior to anything they had experienced before, through body and senses, through their world, power. Promising is the Kabira, there is a cycle in his feast. Sit in the cycle, in his party, sit in the cycle. Why keep looking to the cycle of time? So we need a cup bearer. If you want to get drunk with this holy wine, there must be somebody who gives us the cup that we may drink. By ourselves, we don't even know what it is, this cup. We don't even know what is inside the cup. Most of us do not have this capacity. So we need somebody who offers us a cup of this divine nectar that allows us to withdraw so much from body, physical perception, time, space, and perceive something which goes beyond time, as it says here. Why keep looking to the cycles of time? Develop this capacity of going within so much that you feel so much above time, space, physical perception. So this is where the masters push us. They've experienced this. They know that it's great. That it is the goal of life, the aim of this coming into this world, into physical body. This is the goal of life. This is the aim of life. We should try to realize this. So here is a secure gain, he says. Give a life and get 100. Stop behaving like a dog or like a wolf. Develop the grace of the shepherd. What does it mean? The shepherd is the holy man, or some people call the God man. The one who has developed this divine attitude, this divine grace, gracefulness, that comes from the inner contact that we have. People who experience this awakening, they behave differently than the other common human beings. If you watch them, you will see they are different. They have a grace that common people do not have. So he says, don't keep being like a dog or like a wolf. Experience the grace of the shepherd, of the holy man, of the sage. Just try to raise above this common human condition. Become something better. This is the purpose of life. Become such like people. So do not think of anything but of the one who has created the thought, he says. Better is to ponder about life than to worry about what I'm going to eat. Do not think of anything. As far as we think, we are bound to this body, we are bound to this earth, to this physical level. If we want to raise above this, we have to stop thinking. How can we stop thinking? This thinking continuously happens inside of us, despite of ourselves. Maybe we wouldn't like to think, but it comes anyway. How do we stop this flow of thoughts into our head? We need to focus our attention. Thinking is one thing, the attention is something else. My master Satguru Kripal used to say, attention is not a faculty of the mind, it's a faculty of the spirit, or the soul, or the consciousness. So in order to stop thinking, we have to activate this attention, focus it, concentrate it, focus it, then the inner door opens, and we come into this spiritual perception. So do not think, this is a challenge, it's a big challenge. But that's the way. Coming to a state of no mind, no thoughts. Then the inner door opens and we get this spiritual perception. Better to ponder about life than to worry about what you're going to eat. Those who seek a higher level of life, they do not need to worry about what's going to come next, what's going to happen next, what I'm going to eat tomorrow. These physical needs, they get them. They just come to them. So if we mind about finding God, all the rest that we need will come to us by itself. We worry so much about my needs. I also had these worries when I was young. How am I going to live this life? How am I going to get what I need for this life? But I got everything because I placed in the very first place in my life, this quest for God, this quest for finding union with my real self. All the rest was given to me and keeps being given to me. So I see it is with everybody who sincerely look for truth. Everything they need is given to them, without too much troubling about. It just happens. Then he ends up this beautiful song by saying, shut up and talk no more, so that we may hear the supreme discourse. Live the life and the world and contemplate the life of the world. So we don't have to think, and better if we don't talk also. Just be in complete silence. There the truth emanates. And we are in a state of no thoughts, no words. Then comes from within something, an incredible energy, very powerful, that pulls us within into a very peaceful state. Then we hear what is the supreme discourse, which doesn't come from words, it doesn't come from thoughts. It comes from nowhere. comes from beyond space, beyond time. So, in this brief song by Maranatha, we have been told such deep truths. I would say we have been told what one needs to know, needs to hear in order to live a very special life. If we apply it into our life, of course. If you don't, then it stays there. It's not for us. It all begins with us. If you want something really, then if you're really sick, it will be given to us. If you don't feel the need, nobody's going to give it to us. So first of all, we have to begin feeling the need for something better, something superior, something high. Then if we ask, it happens, it's given to us. Something happens. We meet a situation, we meet somebody who really opens our inner door, our inner perception, and then this inner journey begins. This inner transformation journey from the human to the divine.